My very being is stricken with the weakness of sentimental pity, with my mind bewildered about my duty. I ask you, tell me for certain which is better. I am your pupil. Teach me who am seeking refuge in you, with a capital U. It's a very extremely important verse. Mark it with a star. Very, very important. One of the most important verses in the Gita. Always say that all those people who want to study the Gita should know this verse off by heart. When someone asks Guruji why we have the Gita, Guruji immediately points them out to this verse. This is the purpose of the Gita. Those people who have tried to break the faith of Hindus, and there have been many attempts all over the world for this, have asked this question, why we have this love for the Gita. We believe these words are the words of Shri Krishna, the words of God. These people say, these are not the words of Gita, not the words of Shri Krishna, and they use their logic. They say that, try to read the first chapter, when the armies were standing on either side, and Shri Krishna brought the chariot between the two armies. They say, how can Shri Krishna give that philosophy in this situation? Is this the right situation to give the philosophy in the middle of the battlefield? Secondly, they say that when Shri Krishna was giving this message to Arjun, did the armies of the two sides just stand there and say that they will only fight when Shri Krishna finishes the Gita? When Guruji talks about the Gita with intellectuals, then this question always comes up. Was the Gita really the words of Shri Krishna, or has someone just slipped these words in and is it just a book? These people that say that this is not the words of Shri Krishna, otherwise the Gita will take 2 hours. What are these people, all these people surrounding them, doing for 2 hours? They say that the Gita is just written verses and Shri Krishna has not said it. It's an attack on this faith. Once it enters a person's mind that Gita was not by Shri Krishna, then we just think it's another book. Once that faith is gone, then there's no respect and no love for the scripture. The Gita is the words of Shri Krishna. It's a great belief, and I can prove it right now. They asked why the Gita was spoken on the battlefield. They said that Upanishads were written in the forest where the Guru instructs the people, teaches them about metaphysics. How can the Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Yoga of Karma, Yoga of Devotion be said on the battlefield? How can the Gita be the words of Shri Krishna? There's a time factor these people point out, the 2 hour thing. Guruji's got 2 arguments here, I've got 2 arguments here. Firstly, when Shri Krishna and Arjun have the dialogue, there's 700 verses of the Gita, and out of these, the descriptive verses can be taken out. There's a lot of descriptive verses. There are 4 people that have major roles in the Gita. You have Shri Krishna, you have Arjun, you have Dhritarashtra, you've got Samjaya. Out of that, you can take out the verses of Samjaya, which are all descriptions, and Dhritarashtra sitting with him. So both their verses you can completely take out. Then, in the 11th chapter, the Purushottam Yoga, the universal form of God is revealed to Arjun. That powerful universal form is revealed to Arjun and not anyone else. That part can also be taken out because no one else saw that about from Arjun. It all flows there. So you take that out. So if you take all of these out and just count those verses, the conversation between Shri Krishna and Arjun comes to between 35 and 40 minutes. Guruji's tried this several times. It's really not so much when preparations are taking place for battle. Because it's written in the Mahabharata that before the battle took place, both sides, on each side, went to the elders and the gurus and whoever the elders and relatives were, and paid their respects to the elders. And time was taken up for this. Yudhishthir would send fire and arrow at Bhishma's feet to pay him respect, and same with Drona, to pay his respects. So if these things are happening, there's preparations taking place, that 35-40 minutes will just go like that, because those warriors are standing there. Secondly, these soldiers are getting their weapons ready. It's not like modern war, you can press a button and the weapon goes. They were getting their equipment ready for war, and these equipment would need to be taken out, need to be prepared. And with such activities going on, even 45 minutes is nothing. Even an hour is nothing. And it's not such a great time, and that's how the Gita was spoken. When you look at it from another way, it's very natural that when Shri Krishna and Arjun are having the dialogue, for 45 minutes, the soldiers on the other side would have been wondering what they're talking about. It wasn't a time, what people think, it wasn't a time for cowards where people would see Shri Krishna and Arjun standing there and shoot them. Wars were fought under rules at the time. We know already that in ancient India, they would never fight at night. Certain rules and observations were observed. When Islamic invaders came to India, they saw this rule that people do not fight at night, and hence they attacked at night. These rules that were there in ancient times, they're always there. For another rules, we do not attack cows. When in Somnath temple, there was a golden temple Somnath, Muhammad of Ghazni came to loot that temple, he got defeated 17 times, and the Indian kings had traditions of sending defeated kings back with jewels. We don't kill kings at that time. There were certain rules in some situations when foreign people come. He was sent back 17 times with jewels, with gifts and everything. He saw something. He saw that these people never kill cows. What he did, his entire army put cows right at the front. These Hindu kings gave up. Prithviraj Chauhan, who was a great king in northern India, a powerful king, said, I will not kill a cow. These people moved forward with those cows, and that's how the invasion took place. These rules were broken. These rules that were always there, and these rules were observed in the Mahabharata. No one would have attacked them. The soldiers would have been wondering what was being discussed and would have been thinking constantly about this dialogue. And that 45 minutes would have just gone like that. People then ask that this dialogue between two friends discussing something, and if it's like that, there'll be no need for explanations with friends, because they'll understand each other easily. They say that Sri Krishna gave a much simpler explanation for Arjun, using signals rather than words and expressions, and therefore these words are used by, or said by someone else. This takes us straight back to square one. The Gita was described by Sri Krishna to Arjun in words, not in symbols, and the words were used as such between friends, would be used in that relationship between two friends or two relatives in that time. Hence you see how they address each other. You've seen yourself in the first chapter of the Gita that there's dialogues. When the conches are blown, people pay attention to this, but they don't pay attention to what Arjun says later in this chapter, this seventh verse of the second chapter, which is very, very important. There's a short dialogue that takes place between Sri Krishna and Arjun, and people say that it takes a long time to describe, but it could not have taken long during that dialogue, during that 35 minutes, 40 minutes, 45 minutes, depending on how fast they would have spoken. So when we take all those factors into account, the Gita is truly those words of Sri Krishna. Okay? Second question, why did Sri Krishna say the words, the Gita on a battlefield? What was the need of giving this meaningful metaphysical knowledge on the battlefield? This is what the seventh verse is for. Single verse is like a capsule that captures the state of Arjun's mind at the moment. Just like a plane gets hijacked, Arjun's mind has been hijacked. Arjun's main question is about what his duty is. He has to choose his correct duty out of two possible duties. If one was right and the other was wrong, then Arjun was wise enough to leave the wrong thing and do the right thing. But two duties are arising in front of Arjun. One is the right duty for him as a person, as a family member, to have respect and compassion and respect for his elders. The second is a duty for society, because he's a warrior, and its duty as a warrior is to kill those who are doing wrongful deeds, who are doing adharma, whoever they are. So at this moment, Arjun's duty and social duty, personal duty and social duty are conflicting directly. If Arjun goes by his personal duty, he has to leave his social duty. If Arjun goes by his social duty, he has to leave his personal duty. So these two are in conflict, and Arjun therefore says that his mind is bewildered about his duty. Arjun is our representative, because such conflict also arises a lot during our lives. One does not know what duties out of two things to do. Both these duties have their appeal, but both are right, yet one can't choose which one out of the two. What should we do in that situation? That's why we need Sri Krishna. Great thinkers have given us a very good example. There's two parents. The son has his first wedding anniversary. Both the son and the wife go to touch their mother's feet. Their mum gives them blessings, wishes them happiness, and he tells the son and daughter to come home early. She's holding a Satya Katha in the evening. At that time, both the son and the daughter who are down there touching the mother's feet look at each other, because they had planned their first wedding anniversary that night as well. They're looking they planned a whole program at night. They're going to go to the hotel, have a dinner. It's the wife's wish that it's the first wedding anniversary. They should do something special and not waste that occasion by staying home. They may have done it at home, but they wanted to do it special in the hotel. So the wife asked the son, and the son said yes. They booked the table and invited 7 friends. It was at 7 p.m. But the mother says that she's invited this Pandit to do Satya Katha. What does the son do here? Think about it, it's nobody's fault. One would think that the wife has done something wrong, but she's done nothing wrong. It's the first wedding anniversary. She has all the right in the world to celebrate that first anniversary. It's not a wrong thing to hold this party and to have that dinner with her friends. It was her wish. But at the same time, this mother had the wish, not for herself, but for her son, that Satyanarayan Katha on her anniversary, that they'll be happy. So this is a case of a communication gap. The wife is really cultured, and she knew that if this mother had planned something before, she would have happily gone to that first and not have planned this thing. But unfortunately, there was no communication, so she planned it in the evening. So if the mother had known at the same time that they had this program, then the mother would not have held that katha the same day. They'd not tell each other this before, and hence they'd made these plans for good reasons on their parts. What does the son do? Does he fulfill his duty to his mother as a son, or does he fulfill his duty to his wife as a husband? Because he's taken up a vow to her in marriage, that he's promised her during the marriage ceremony that he'll make her happy for life. How can he make her sad on the first wedding anniversary? So does he fulfill that duty of a son, or does he fulfill that duty of a husband? His state is like that of a sandwich. Arjun is in that exact same state. Should he fulfill his personal duty or his social duty? He's asking Shri Krishna what's the right thing to do, and he's not concerned about what he would like to do. He's asking, look, teach me which is better, what is the right thing to do. In life there are always two things, one which something likes and one which is right, which we'll discuss in detail in the third chapter, which is about action, about karma yoga. So latter means what is good for us, what is good for others, and what is good for society. In other words, what we enjoy. So Shri Krishna tells Arjun tells Shri Krishna to tell him what is right. Arjun is very, very fortunate because he's able to go to the Supreme Being and to ask this question. He's accepted this fact that he is a pupil of the Lord, and he's fallen at the feet of the Lord. That's why I asked you to highlight it, put a star there. When Arjun accepted himself as a pupil of the Lord, at that moment Arjun handed Shri Krishna all the penances of his past births, all the future, the fortune of his coming births. Same thing when I accepted myself as a pupil of my Guru on 3rd of September last year, handed him all my penances and good deeds, whatever, for my previous births, because I had to have done good deeds, good karmas to get to that stage. At the same time, my entire future, all my future births are in that Guru's hands. So now Shri Krishna can do whatever he wants now, because Arjun is his. Because of this, Shri Krishna has been handed a very big role as Arjun's Guru. Shri Arjun has become Shri Krishna's pupil, and so therefore Shri Krishna doesn't tell Arjun to prepare for battle. Now he has to actually shape his life before doing that. It's a very, very big responsibility. If Shri Krishna only had to prepare Arjun for battle, then told Arjun to just fight for the day, and I'll advise you in the evening. Go and fight. We'll discuss everything later. Then Arjun would have gone to battle, and next day it would have been his choice whether to go into the battlefield or not. Although Arjun is stubborn and he won't fight, Shri Krishna could have told him to. Shri Krishna was capable of this. Not just one, Shri Krishna could have got thousands of Arjun ready for battle. And now Shri Krishna has given a description of spirituality for one reason. Arjun has surrendered himself to his feet. When a pupil surrenders himself to a Guru's feet, it's the Guru's responsibility to shape the pupil's life. Now, the war is not important for Arjun, because the war will be won. The Lord knows that it will be won, but now Shri Krishna has to shape Arjun's life. The relationship between the Guru and the pupil is a very, very important relationship. The Gita is said is because of this relationship between the Guru and the pupil. If Arjun had not said those words, Shishyasteham, I seek refuge in you, I am your pupil, teach me, then maybe Shri Krishna would not have said the Gita. Maybe we would not have had this detailed knowledge of spirituality. Now Shri Krishna has to convince Arjun fully, and that is why we have the Gita. Shishyasva means surrendering one's soul. There are three types of pupils. One is a pupil who is only interested in asking questions. No matter what the answer is, he just loves asking questions. I wish there were more people like this in this class, just asking questions. He just feels good by asking questions. The second pupil is the one who's examine orientated. Most pupils in schools are like this. They just want to learn, study for the exams, take the exams, and forget about that subject when the exams are over. Woo, summer, light at the end of the tunnel. The third is higher than that. This is the pupil who's surrendering his soul. In this third case, the pupil doesn't want any pleasure from the questions or from the examinations. In fact, his pleasure is in developing his life, in progressing in his life. Arjun is at that level. How lucky was Arjun that he had Shri Krishna as his Guru. We say in our prayers, Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. Krishna is the Guru of the whole world. And he was able to achieve Shri Krishna as his Guru. Who is a guru? A guru is not a person, a guru is an existence. If you look at a guru as a person, if you look at any dharmic speaker as a person, then he'll be limited because he's a human being. Human being is limited. Human being can have faults, human being can have limitations, human being can make mistakes, but don't look at the guru as a human being. Look at him as an existence, because a guru has reached that level of existence. Whenever a person is, that person always has a sense of incompleteness because there's something missing from their life. They don't know what's missing, but they just know something is missing. Possessions, fame, beauty are the things that person tries to get to fill that inner void. That person's unable to fill that void. The person's attention goes to an island across the water. The person thinks there's peace, there's bliss, there's happiness on that island. The person doesn't know how to swim, and yet the person wants to go on that island, and therefore he becomes a pupil of a skilled boatsman or a skilled swimmer. A guru is such a skilled swimmer. Is someone's on this side of the water, but he knows about the island on the other side. He is amongst us, but he is not like us. He is more exceptional than us. A guru is a person who's holding the hand of God in one hand, and then on the other hand he's holding our hand. He is a bridge. He gives us such a union, this yoga, and this guru's obligations are eternal. To who can we compare a guru? Srimad Adi Shankaracharya, I gave whole history for him. He's my hero. He's Guruji's hero. Died in his 30s. Because of him, all of us are Hindus, Jains. We're not Buddhists because of Srimad Adi Shankaracharya. He went around, he wrote the commentary on the Gita when he was 14. Commentaries used by scholars till today. Western thinkers said there's never been a philosopher in the world like Srimad Adi Shankaracharya. Became a sannyasi at the age of 9. Wrote commentary on the Gita age 14. Commentary on Upanishads age 16. Done everything, and his commentary is the best commentary. We use his commentary throughout. Okay? Srimad Adi Shankaracharya was stuck with this question. To whom can we compare a guru? He said, Trashtanto neva trashtatritvu na chatare sadguru gnan datum. To whom can I compare the Sadguru that gives me knowledge? For this, I have no answer. A lot of people have tried to answer this question. He asks whether we can compare a guru to a sun, a Sadguru to a sun. A guru gives us light like the sun, but the sun is hot, and you can't go close to the sun because it's so hot. Otherwise, you'll get burnt. A guru is not like the scorching sun. So we can't do that comparison. That can be crossed off. Can we compare the guru to a moon? A guru does have the coolness in the moon, Shittarta, which means coolness. Guru has coolness, but a moon has dirt. On the other hand, the guru has no dirt in his life. The guru's whole life is clean. Third, so you trick off moon. Can we compare the guru to the ocean? Just like the ocean is deep and full of gems, guru has very, very deep experiences, and his wisdom are like gems, but the ocean is salty, and there's no saltiness in the guru. So they go further. The ocean is ticked off. After several such comparisons, the list of options kept reducing until they came to the conclusion that guru can be compared to the philosopher's stone. Because if you put stone in there, as if you put iron with a philosopher's stone, it gets turned into gold. And so when we have that, similarly, we're plain like iron, but once we have that touch of the guru, once the guru gives us that touch, then we shine. After there's some contemplation, they realize even that comparison is not enough. The guru turns the iron into gold. Guru turns stone into, let's say, philosopher's stone. It turns iron into gold, but it doesn't turn the iron into stone. Whereas a guru makes us like him. A guru tries to make us like him. Guru does not hide anything for us. These Armageddon gurus, these fanatics, and so on, may try to keep secrets from us, may keep things for us. But gurus will never keep that opportunity. A true guru would never do that. It's that true spiritual guru will wish that his pupil becomes more advanced than him. And more advanced than that will make a guru proud. Hence the saying we have, Drashtanto neva drashtantrivu na chatare sadguru gnan datum. Hence, in all these examples I'm lost. I haven't found a comparison for my guru. So guru makes us more like him, and it's a guru's aim. He's doing it out of pure compassion. The people who keep things hidden from you or looking for your money, they're trying out to use you. This guru has just pure compassion. It's like if you have you've got so many sweets, you picked up so many sweets that you're just full of sweets. You've got sweets all over the house. You can't just keep them there. You just have to give them away. You don't care, whatever, money or whatever. You just give those sweets away. You're rich, whatever. Just like a guru. Just wants to give away. Like Bill Gates, he's an absolute billionaire. Look at him. Same with Warren Buffett. Bill Gates and Melinda Gates Foundation. Just got so much. What can you do just sitting there with it? And hence you give away. And I get to that stage when I was doing that. I've almost reached halfway of the Gita. As I said earlier, I've spent 150 days of doing nothing but writing. Well, obviously it was spread out, but equivalent of that. And chapter 10 is when Arjun's doubts go, and I reached a similar stage. I said, I can't sit here without giving this knowledge to people. It's that compassion. I'm not a guru. Guruji is. That compassion just to give to these people. Make this person more advanced than him. That's that pure compassion. So, in all these examples I've lost, I haven't found a comparison for this guru. Arjun is very, very fortunate. From the similar viewpoint to Srimad Adi Shankaracharya, the Saint Kabir said, Guru Govindohu kare kake lagu paye, baliharu Guru Devaki jin Govindiyo dekhaye. This can be seen as having two meanings. The literal meaning is, if Guru and Govind, Sri Krishna or God, are standing together, who shall we bow down to first? Kabir said, thou touch the feet of the Guru first, because Guru gave him a darshan, he gave him sight of the Supreme Being, and he gave him the knowledge to see the Supreme Being. Thinkers give another meaning to this, which is very, very beautiful. Kabir has to bow down to his Guru, who was Swami Ramdas, not the one from Maharashtra, who was, the King Shivaji. His Guru was Swami Ramdas. This was another Swami Ramdas. It's Kabir's Guru. And Guru says, do not bow down to me, bow down to the Supreme Lord. So Kabir bows down to his Guru, but his Guru tells him, don't bow down to me, bow down to the God. The Guru pointed him in the direction of the Supreme Being, and this is a true Guru. A true Guru does not act as if he is God, and he does not tell people to worship him. The true Guru takes people in that direction of light. So many poets who are devotees have also compared the Guru to a potter. Can a Guru be compared to a potter? A potter takes bad clay and creates really nice, wonderful pots out of this. Once that pot is created, then he puts it to the side and he takes some more bad clay and makes pots out of this. A potter turns so many bad pieces of clay into good pots. He brings so much coolness, same with the Guru. Guru brings so much coolness, this brightness, this radiance in people's lives. But the difference between a Guru and a potter, Guru doesn't show off those wonderful pots he's created. He gives these pots and says, no, you just keep giving this out. This is the job of the Guru. Not just that, but a Guru doesn't put his signature on his pots, just like a potter. Pottery has become an art. So once poets make their pots, they put their signature, dated X, name X, 2001. But Guruji, a true potter, doesn't sign his pots because there's no time for him to do so. The true potter thinks, rather than putting my signature on these pots, why don't I just create 3 more pots? When a true Guru delivers his pupil, he does not try to leave an impression on the pupil. In fact, in the Upanishads, there's a famous saying, when the pupil was studying at his teacher's ashram, the hermitage, he would be leaving the hermitage to go back into household life and tell the Guru, what final advice have you got from me? Guruji would tell him straight, I am your Guru. The Guru wouldn't say, I am your Guru, do not forget me. He'll say straight away that, remember what I've taught you, forget about me. Don't worry about me, forget about me. Remember the knowledge I've given you, but forget about me. That's what a Guru is. It doesn't matter about the tap. The tap lets the water come out. It's that water that the Guru is. The Guru doesn't tell him, the people not to forget him. The true Guru tells the people to just forget him. Instead of wasting time leaving an impression on the pupil, true Guru tries to improve 2 more lives. He tells the pupil to prepare him. That's why Guru in Indian Sanskrit culture always says that when the pupil left his education and departed. Remember what I've taught you? Just forget me. This is because I'm not great. It is the teaching what I'm giving you that is great. So we can say many things about a Guru. A Guru makes his pupils just like him. There was a poet called Darya Sahib who said this while taking pride in his Guru. Sadguru Shabd Mit Gaya Darye Sanse Shog Avshad De Hari Namaka Tanman Kiya Nirog. Meaning, because of the words of my Sadguru, my doubts and griefs in the world are gone. He has given me the medicine, which is the name of God, and made both my mind and body healthy. This is a Sadguru. He's also written, Ranji Shastra Gnan Ki Ang Rahi Liptaye Sadguru Ek Hi Shabda Se Dinhi Turant Uday. Meaning, the dirt of the scriptures and knowledge was scattered all over my body. Because even Shri Krishna tells Arjun later in the Gita that you have to leave the Vedas, because after a certain point, you've had enough experiences, the scriptures becomes futile. The scriptures are like steps, 10 steps. Scriptures are the first 9 steps. You need the scriptures. You cannot climb to the top steps without the scriptures. When you get to that 10th step, you've had those experiences. Why do you want to get bound by words? When you had the experiences, Srimad Adi Shankaracharya ji said, if the Vedas tell me that fire is cold, I won't believe it, because I know from my experiences that fire is hot. Your experiences, when you had that wisdom, it's not knowledge, wisdom, rich experiences, you have no need for the scriptures. So, Darya Sahib said, the dirt of the scriptures and knowledge was scattered all over my body, as the scriptures become futile, and Darya calls it dirt. The words of the scriptures stick like dust. The Sadguru said one word and all the dust was blown away. So, the dirt of the scriptures was scattered all in my body. The Sadguru said one word and all the dirt went away. This was what was experienced by Darya. The Sadguru is a very, very large topic. I won't go further into it. We'll go later in the 4th chapter when it's described in more detail. So Arjun accepted himself as a pupil of the Lord. He's put so much faith in the Lord, so much faith in Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna has now got a lot of responsibility. Sri Krishna now takes Arjun in the direction of life. Now the war is not important, life is important. It is now important that Arjun is now convinced. With that, we bow down to the first 7 verses of the Gita. We'll start talking next week about Samkhya Yoga, the mortality of the body, immortality of soul. Very, very important topic. Samkhya means mathematical, logical deduction. It's not telling you to believe something based on words. Mathematical, logical deduction is Samkhya. Verses 11 all the way to verses 30. We're going to discuss how to cope with the death of a loved one. We're going to cope with how to understand the meaning of death, who you are. We're going to talk about the mind, the body, the senses, the intellect. Do it mathematically, scientifically, and we'll start that next week. And I'm looking for, we've been waiting so long for Shri Krishna to give his spiritual advice. We're looking at Shri Krishna raising Arjun to get ready for war, but now Shri Krishna is going to give his spiritual advice, and go straight to that at the beginning of next class. Let's all bow down to these first 7 verses of the 2nd chapter, close our eyes, and let's say a prayer.